So something I've noticed recently is most people think when they don't act, so let's say for example they have a business idea or they want to go and do something courageous, when they don't act, they think that they're essentially making no decision, right? In reality, when you decide not to act on, let's say, your impulse of starting a new business, for example, and you procrastinate, you're making the decision not to act, okay? So there's an opportunity cost in every single decision that you decide not to make, yeah? People think that when they don't make a decision that they're somehow sort of saving themselves from some sort of pain or some sort of long-term worry, right? But in reality, what you're doing is, number one, you're delaying your success, and number two, you're actually delaying your progress in that specific field. And by you choosing not to make the decision to go ahead and start a new business or do something courageous, you're actually lowering yourself down, right? You're actually diminishing your self-image. You're diminishing the person that you believe that you can be, and your brain remembers that, right? If you really think about it, your whole psyche is an accumulation of every single decision, every single promise, every single belief that you've had about yourself that you've never stuck to, things that you have stuck to, things that you haven't stuck to, right? And so every decision you make in life is actually very important. And I know that is quite scary for some people because a lot of people hide behind this idea of, oh, well, I don't make a decision and I really procrastinate. But what you got to understand is that is a decision in and of itself, right? When you decide to take no action, that is a decision that is going to impact you years and years and years down the line, okay? Because the funniest thing about any endeavor, entrepreneurship or business, the funniest thing is everyone always says, I should have started sooner, okay? And potentially if you have been putting off something for a long time and then you do decide to jump into it, you're probably going to say the same thing. And so my message to you, right, to not kick yourself in 5 years' time is just take the action, take the steps to go ahead and actually try and become better, right? There's another thing. It's all about failing forward. You're not going to make the best decisions initially, right? I made a video about hindsight earlier, or the last video I uploaded, and it's so easy to look back in your life and say, you know what, if I made that decision, if I made this decision, if I did this with that I would be in a better place, let's say, for example. But in reality, you can't see what's going to happen to you going forward, right? You can only do it in hindsight. You can only learn from decisions. So if you decide to take no action, right, and you decide to procrastinate, i.e. making the same decision over and over and over and over again, you don't learn anything new, yeah? Let's say you wanted to start a business and you just pick up your phone for the 100th millionth time and you scroll, or you just waste your time doing some other crap. Yeah, you know already in your heart, you're not learning anything new. You already know you shouldn't be doing that. You already know that you have a finite time on this earth, right? And I think at the end of the day, the main thing that you want to ask yourself at the end of the line is, did you do everything in your power that you could have done, right? When you look back on all the decisions that you made and all the things that you could have done, did you actually try? Did you actually attempt, right? Did you fail forward? Because at the end of the day, right, when everyone's made it, when everything's said and done, no one really cares anymore, right? No one's going to take the piss out of you because you started this or you started that. No one cares, right? When you quote unquote make it, everyone's in your corner. Everyone's gassing you up. Yeah, I knew you were going to do this. I knew you were going to be this, that, and the other. And it's like, not, well, first of all, they didn't, right? But number two, it just doesn't really matter. Like, you're your own human being. You're living your own life, and it's your job to take life by the reins and steer it in the direction that you want, right? Have a long enough mindset or a long-term mindset on the goal that you're trying to achieve, and just work on the consistency of doing, okay? If there's anything that you take away from this, is doing is what's actually going to get you towards your goal, right? You're not going to visualize yourself in this position and then all of a sudden have it on a plate in 20 days. It's all about repeat action over and over and over, getting the reps in, right? I'm telling you right now, the only thing that distinguishes you from the person you want to be is experience. That is it. Yeah? Like, for example, the guy who, let's say, has a £1 million business, right? Yeah, they might have had a bit of luck here. Maybe they were in the right place, right time, but etc., etc., etc. But they tried, right? They took action. They did. They tried to do something. And through that action, they learn experiences. Maybe they're not all positive. Maybe they're not all great experiences. But the point is that they become experienced and versed in the realm that they're trying to better in. And through that, they become better and better and better over time, to the point where you become a master. You become sort of that sensei at what you're trying to achieve and what you're trying to get better at. Okay? So there's a really good quote I heard. I can't remember who said it. I always say that. I can't remember who said it, but I genuinely can't remember. And he said it's not about 10,000 hours. It's actually 10,000 iterations, right? It's about falling forward, doing the wrong thing, changing, adapting, and then moving forward again, right? But if you're at step number 1, where you haven't got off your ass and tried something, then you need to get over that hurdle, right? That is the first thing that you need to do. And if, for example, you failed at something and you quit it for 6 months, go and revisit it, right? There's no such thing as failure. Till you've still got breath in your lungs and you can keep trying, go for it, man. Like, there's no shame in trying, in falling forward, in doing something courageous that is outside the norm. Because at the end of the day, we all get one life. We only get one chance at this. And if you don't take it, right, I think the worst thing in the world is thinking about yourself on your deathbed and thinking, you know what, I didn't try my hardest. I didn't do what was necessary. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully this video inspires you to take action. And if you do, go ahead, write in the comments down below. And I wish you luck and I wish you well.